Well, hey there everybody, Niggeroth here, bringing you a brand new LP of Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth. One of the few games to be based around the works of American horror author H.P. Lovecraft. But what we're going to go ahead and do is start a new game. And what we're going to be doing is playing on the Private Investigator difficulty. It's basically normal.
Now, at my end, I can fully see. My last case opened in me a new fear, a real fear, a fear of myself, of what I am, and of what I've always been. All that I was is now lost. Hope, purpose, pleasure, all meaningless. I now walk in the shadows between worlds, and it is there I have finally glimpsed upon what lives in the dark corners of the earth.
I like the way you smile at me, baby. I like the way you smile at me, baby. So
Robert, this had better be good. What's the beef?
Sorry, Jack. We had to call. This fellow will only talk to you. Name's Victor Holt.
Don't know any Victor.
He's the leader of this weird cult that moved in here a few months back. Got about 20 followers. They've been causing trouble all over town. Stealing, going through folks' trash, hanging around outside people's homes at all hours. No one ever presses charges, though. They're a screwy bunch. They've got the locals scared. So tonight, we were just passing, doing the normal rounds, when we heard gunshots fired from their property.
Gunshots? Hang on there. No one said anything about gunshots. Who have we got out here?
Just me, Nichols, and a few new recruits.
Well, that's just great. Lead the way, Robert. I better check out this crazy gang of yours.
Yeah, there's just nothing worse than being drug out of bed in the middle of a rainy night. Well, find yourself in front of a bunch of gun-wielding cultists. But Jack Walter, private investigator, has to do what he has to do, especially in regards to the plot. But, you know, I think we got some fine guys watching our back here. Look at this sturdy gentleman. Yep. prize of the land.
Jack, Officer Nichols will brief you at the top. Be careful.
What's taking him so long? Something must be wrong. I think I saw him with Officer Armstrong. Just take it easy.
Evening, Jack. Glad you could join the freak show.
How's it looking, Henry?
I don't like this one bit, Jack. Check the alley on the right. Victor Holt's over there in the shadows. He's waiting for you.
Can we trust him?
Nope, but we've got you covered. You better take it slowly, though. They're a bit twitchy.
Try to stay calm!
You better hurry, Jack.
Yeah, I can't see anything wrong going on with this.
He's on his way!
For Christ's sake, Jack, go!
And pretty much immediately, everything goes to complete shit, and we're left with no other recourse than to try to seek shelter inside the house. Thankfully, I'm assuming that the other cult members might not have seen us get inside the house, or I don't know, maybe they're expecting me. It definitely seems like they have not been, keeping a proper upkeep of this lovely, lovely home. Or maybe they just love rats. It's kind of hard to say.
That one to the right taking cover. Kill him!
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it looks like there is no way to get back outside to our police friends, so it's just up to us to investigate and figure out what the hell is going on.
It looks like an eye, but the rest of the painting has no real shape.
Yeah, quite a few of these paintings have very Lovecraftian themes.
This blasphemous image makes me feel uneasy.
Eyes watching from other dimensions, long tentacles stretching from other planes of knowledge, just very, very Lovecraft.
A powerful painting of some cosmic horror.
But there's also just the usual scribblings of madness on the wall. Nothing really we can decipher, though. Oh, what do we have here?
As I continue to translate the narcotic fragments, I become more and more eager to contact my Yithian masters. These beings truly are gods to us. Their intellect and knowledge surpasses ours in ways impossible to comprehend. I know now just how insignificant mankind is in the universe, a doomed and simple species thrown up as a side effect of an experiment by the elder things. It is a blessing that such flawed creatures as ourselves have such a short and limited future.
Well, those certainly are some very grandiose and delusional thoughts. Oh, and what do we have here?
The board has been used to illustrate a diagram.
And that diagram will actually become important later on in this update, but for now, there's actually not too much else in the room. There are a few more paintings with...
Die, you pathetic bastards!
A depiction of some alien creature.
Yeah, I definitely get the feeling I wouldn't want to run into whatever the hell that's supposed to be. But yeah, we will actually be getting a number of newspaper clippings, books, and things like that, and it will actually be important to collect them.
That symbol's strange. Looks almost like a flaming eye. I should take a closer look.
Yeah, this flaming eye is actually our save points for the game. There's actually 2 versions of them, but we won't be using that for right now. I think it's time to still keep on investigating.
It's locked.
Running low on ammo.
It's locked.
Well, I guess
Kill them all!
that means we'll have to try to find our cultist buddies and, well, hope that they're a little agreeable to their invited guest.
At last!
It's you. I better keep my distance from the window, or I'll end up like this nut job. Don't shoot. I'm unarmed.
Ah, we've been expecting you, Mr. Walt.
Damn, he recognized me, and it sounded like he was going to get on the level with what's going on in this joint.
Well, but we do have a key over here to get.
A key. This should help downstairs. He's dead. Looks like a bad case of lead poisoning.
But before we head downstairs, there's one other door here to investigate. Yeah. What's up with... Are they dead?
Poisoning by the looks of it.
Yeah, if you notice the distortion going on right now, that's in the game.
He's dead. They're all dead.
As Jack is not very mentally equipped to deal with the unknown or paranormal things, whenever he deals with, well, sites of atrocity, they start to affect his sanity, and he starts to slowly go insane.
A diary. This will make interesting reading.
Yeah, and only that first letter or document that we found was just automatically read. From now on, we have to go into the inventory and see Jack's ugly, ugly face. But no, we access our big book of knowledge here. And we find that we have found a diary of a cult member. This just kind of goes over the fact that apparently we, as Jack, have been stalked, followed, and documented by these cult members for all of 2 months now. And as to what they actually have in store for Jack is, well, a bit unknown, and considering that most of them that we've come across have been murdered by either the police or themselves, well, it's definitely a mystery.
It's unlocked.
And when I say they've been following Jack, I mean they have really, really been following Jack.
I don't understand. I mean, all of these photos. All of them. There must be some kind of mistake. Why would they want me here? It must be an old case. Something I've forgotten. Some screwball with a grudge, maybe. Think. I've gotta think.
And while Jack thinks, it gives me a little bit more time to explain insanity. It has kind of mixed reactions. Sometimes it'll distort your vision, cause the world to shift around. Nothing as dramatic as Eternal Darkness, but it can get kind of bad later.
The fire's still burning.
But what we actually came in this room for is actually on the desk over here. It's another key.
Another key. This should fit the door across the hall.
That's by process of elimination, I assume, but we also picked up a scrap from a newspaper. And this is basically just outlining a little bit more of the cult within the house. Apparently it's the Fellowship of Yith. There was a mention of Yith in that previous document that we found in the meeting hall, I assume it was. Not too much else about it. The cult was just surrounded in mystery, and while they ultimately seemed harmless, they also kept very secretive about what they were doing. Also, you'll notice that this newspaper article is actually from almost 10 years ago, so they've been managing to keep on the down low for at least a decade. The one other very important thing to get from this document, or this newspaper article, is, as we reach the end of it, is apparently the guy that was writing it, well, he mysteriously turned up drowned in the Boston Harbor. Police seem to think it was a suicide, but, well, considering what we've seen here, it can probably go either way.
It's unlocked.
What's that? Yeah, it looks like the Fellowship of Yith didn't cut down on their reading at all. In fact, it looks like we have another document here.
It appears to be a private study area. It appears to be a private study
Sadly, the
area.
hit detection on the drawer is a little bit finicky.
It appears to be a private study area. The drawer holds an ancient manuscript. The symbols on the front seem to be written in classical Greek.
And wouldn't you know it, Private Investigator Jack Walter just happens to be well versed in ancient Greek, I suppose, because he can actually read it. Which I think is pronounced Narcotica? Not actually sure. But yeah, it just goes into normal Lovecraftian ideas of otherworldly creatures, time travel, and things that would normally cause a person to go completely insane. But thank God they're just words, right? Nothing to be worried about.
There are definitely some strange sounds coming from this side of the room. Shit, that did not sound good.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody's in trouble.
Well, that's just swell.
And with the collapsing of those stairs, we might as well be in trouble too.
He's dead. The beam must have fallen and crushed his skull.
Yeah, for however dilapidated the upstairs was, this underground tunnel is definitely in more of a dire state than the upstairs was.
Medical charts on the human anatomy.
That is kind of a curious thing for a cult to have. I guess if they weren't surrounding themselves in cadavers.
Dead bodies, and plenty of them. Something dreadful has been going on down here.
This gentleman over here actually looks kind of familiar.
From the markings, he must have been one of their own. I wonder if he volunteered.
Well, cults can make you do some pretty crazy stuff. I guess allowing yourselves to be murdered for some unknown reason could be one of those. Went from dilapidated tunnels to alien worlds. No idea what this is.
Good God! What the hell is all this?
Whatever it is, it's a very bloody and grotesque mess. All these look kind of familiar.
Looks like his stomach.
I mean, normally they're on the inside of somebody, but apparently the cult was trying to figure out a means to have them work on the outside as well. Well, I guess that's a mystery, but you know, I feel kind of bad for this guy. He's got to be in a lot of pain. Oh, maybe this switch will help him down.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I feel partially responsible for that, but you know, it's necessary to continue.
At least he's out of his misery.
Yeah, by electrocuting him or doing whatever this machine does, we can pick up this crystal.
The crystal's still warm.
Now, we don't actually know what this crystal is for offhand, but due to the linearity of this tutorial section,
This tunnel feels like it's gonna collapse at any
well,
moment.
we pretty much only have one way to go, really.
Ah! It's too hot to pick up.
No other way to go. It's definitely some very, very advanced technology for 20 people in a cult.
Odd. It looks like it's full of mercury.
But as to what they were doing with such a incredibly large chamber, or how they even made it, it's kind of hard to say.
It looks like something's been removed from it.
Well, if we recall, these are where those crystals go, so...
It's too hot to touch. I think it's being used as a power source for the machine.
Well, let's go ahead and see what this machine does. I've got nothing but good feelings about this.